Hi, my name is Kate, and I am a coach at Nourish Fruits. Today, we're talking about prediabetes, what it is, and how to prevent it. So, biggest stat from the UC Davis Health is that 80%, and actually it's more than that, so more than 80% of people who have prediabetes don't even know that they have it. And the wild thing about this is that prediabetes is something that with modest lifestyle modifications can be reversed. So we can work with this. We can work with prediabetes. And there are different risk factors for this. So again, from UC Davis Health, some different risk factors for prediabetes, the lack of physical activity. So getting less than the recommended 150 minutes of moderate activity a week. If you have a parent or sibling with diabetes, if you had gestational diabetes, so having diabetes during birth, or if you had a child, gave birth to a child that weighed more than 9 pounds, if you are severely obese, and you can look at BMI, it's just being more overweight than your body really needs. Having excess fat and your body needs to carry can have a lot of health implications, including a risk factor for prediabetes. And also if you have high blood pressure. So this list is all of the different symptoms. If you want, I really recommend going to see your doctor. So there are different blood tests that your doctor can do for you to see if you have prediabetes. You can also go online. You just type in test for prediabetes or quiz or assessment. There are different things online. It'll give you symptoms similar to this, but you can kind of just get another idea if you have or if you might have prediabetes. But really for that diagnosis, I recommend going to see your local doctor, going to see your main doctor. They can really help you with that. So just being aware of the different symptoms, the different risk factors for prediabetes, because again, these symptoms, the physical symptoms are typically invisible unless you're aware of the different risk factors. So what is prediabetes? Prediabetes is when the body starts becoming insulin resistant. So it's not insulin resistant yet, but it's starting to get there. And so insulin is this hormone that the body produces, and the cells use it to bring to bring sugar from the blood into the cells. And so with prediabetes, the cells stop responding to insulin. The pancreas, which makes this insulin, starts producing even more, trying to help the sugar get out of the bloodstream and into the cells, which is really what's naturally supposed to happen for us. It keeps us in equilibrium and homeostasis, but the pancreas cannot keep up with the demand to get that blood sugar into the cells. And so what happens is that prediabetes can eventually increase to type 2 diabetes. And when that happens, at that point, the pancreas couldn't keep up with the demand. There's excess sugar in the bloodstream. Insulin isn't responding with the cells, and you have type 2 diabetes. And from there, you are on medication for the rest of your life. So before you get there, prediabetes is something that we can be aware of through healthy lifestyle modifications. So according to the Cleveland Clinic, how can it be treated? The best way is through healthy lifestyle changes. And so eating a nutritious diet and getting regular exercise can help prevent or slow down the progression of type 2 diabetes. And so the best way to do this is just start with small steps. Don't be scared. This is something that if you start now and start slow, you can make lasting lifestyle changes. And so the best way to start with exercise and even with diet is just be aware of what am I doing right now? So right now, what does my current physical activity look like? If it's nothing, start walking. Walk 10 minutes a day, increase that gradually. You want to get about 150 minutes of moderate activity a week. That is the recommended minutes of exercise per week for the average adult. And so 150 minutes of moderate activity. You're not going to get from 0 to 100 in a week, in a day. Start small. These are lifestyle changes. And so the same with food. Just become aware of what you're eating. The best way to do that is maybe to just write down what you're eating in a day. No judgment, just noticing what kind of food am I putting into my body? How much food am I putting into my body? And the best way to get into a healthy body, to get back to your health, is really to give yourself food that is nutritious, full of nutrients. And what kind of food is that? Whole foods. So looking at whole foods, really just unprocessed foods. When you take a potato, so many nutrients. You have fiber, you have different vitamins and minerals, and then you turn that into a chip. You are stripping the nutrients out of that whole food. You're adding salt, fat, sugar, taking out the nutrients. And so you have this really calorie dense food that isn't giving your body the help that it needs when you have the chip. But if you have the potato, and this is just an example, you're giving yourself the fuel that you need, and also it's filling you up more than a chip would. And so a lot of benefits, just start small. Notice what you're putting into your body and maybe make one substitution a week. And so instead of having those potato chips, maybe you can have your favorite fruit or vegetable. Just replacing that one thing can make a really big difference. We're talking about small baby steps, changing our trajectory by 1% every day. So if you want more information and you want to see where I got my information for this video, you can check out health.ucdavis.edu or my.clevelandclinic.org. Or if you want to find out more information about how to prevent prediabetes or diabetes, you can go to cdc.gov/diabetes/prevention. If you want more information about health coaching, if you want some accountability, if you want more information on how can I get from this information to actual implementation in my own life, you can check me out at Nourished Roots Health Coaching. So Nourished Roots MI on Instagram or Nourished Roots on Facebook. Feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. Thank you.